Hello, it's Amanda, Urban Farmer. It's a hot and humid day here in the Chicagoland area, so figured I'd walk around the garden, get a little update for how it's looking, and show you what we've got going on. So Gus and I are out here in the garden, just kind of taking a look, and we're going to walk through all the different areas and show you what it's looking like. So my broccoli here, you can see I've got some nice big broccoli pieces. I also have an interesting little visitor here. Get out, come on. You can see how they are eating my broccoli leaves, but the broccoli itself seems to be doing okay. I've got a nice thick stem here. Usually I get some offshoots underneath as well, so it's actually looking better than how they're looking at the store right now, so I'll take it. My strawberries are pretty much, we've pulled most of those, so won't have too many more this year. My potatoes are a big old forest here. Gus, don't eat grass. So you can see they've gotten pretty tall. Yes, Gus is investigating as well. Yeah, these are actually doing great. So we had a couple flowers last week. I plucked those off. What that means is just for the potatoes at least, is that they're still growing. Oh, we actually have some potatoes showing here. So some of them are actually starting to come to the surface where I'll be able to pull those. Some of the other plants are going to take a little while, and that's okay. Wouldn't it be interesting if for Thanksgiving this year it was all potatoes from my garden? And then I've got parsley here. I pulled some of these little separators here just to kind of hold the potato plant back to give the parsley a little bit more room. And then I've got a sweet potato plant here that is doing okay. You can see that it's got some pretty long shoots here. Might be struggling a little bit just because of how the rest of the potatoes are doing. But if I start being able to pull some of those, then we'll give a little bit more space to some of the areas. Next, we've got cucumber. So my cucumber is climbing the trellis. You can see it here climbing up. We also, if we look underneath, we do have cucumber flowers, and you can see this cucumber is growing. So that's great. We're going to have those starting to come soon. I also have cauliflower here. So I do have a couple of cauliflowers that are showing. And then a couple more here in the front that we have. They haven't fully formed yet, but they are preparing to form the cauliflower. So I should have maybe 4 of those. My carrots are getting pretty tall. They probably still have, they usually take like 75 days or so. So we probably still have a month or 2. And then my tomatoes, you can see the Roma tomatoes are here. I do have a couple flowers that have just popped here. Probably need to do a little bit more pruning if you saw one of my earlier videos, but they're doing pretty good overall. And then my cherry tomatoes are getting really tall. Look at this. He's almost to the top of his little wire here. And I have some cherry tomato flowers coming in too. So those will turn into cherry tomatoes within the next month probably. Then for the last portion of this garden box, we've got onion. So the green onion that we had up here that I've had since the start, we did pull that all out. And then I planted some more green onion. This one's almost done as well. So that one and the one that was up here I've had since I started my garden. But unfortunately they get to the end of their life. I did plant a few more back there too, so you can see those are starting to come in. So we'll keep using the one that's there and then start using the new ones as they grow. Then I also have red onion. I'll start cutting some of these and actually using the green portion in salads and such too. But we've got some red onion forming. And then my basil is starting to grow up. You can see some of the bugs have been in it. Oh, these bugs. We'll just prune a couple of those leaves back because those aren't going to do us any good. And then my zucchini, you can see it's pretty big and bold with all those leaves, but I actually do have some zucchinis forming. So first the blossom comes in, you can see this bud here, and then it opens, and then the zucchini actually forms behind it. So I've got one on that one, and then I thought I had one starting, oh yep, you can see it down in the bottom. You can see that one down there is forming as well. So that's for that garden bed. For this garden bed, the strawberries that were in here, I pulled the last of those this last week. So we'll come in here, we're gonna clean this up, cut some of this back here so it can grow vibrant for next year. See, it's starting to come even. It's trying to grow out of its box, which means it's still healthy, still growing, but I'm probably gonna trim it back so that way it just kind of helps it for regrowth next year. My pumpkin, so if you remember my old wooden ladder that I picked up because my neighbor was getting rid of it, the pumpkin's actually climbing it, so this is fantastic. It has wrapped its way around and is climbing up the ladder. I also have an actual pumpkin flower that has developed, so we should have pumpkins this year for my first time ever. I also have my butternut squash here, and I'm actually just going to, in order to get it to climb, I sometimes have to kind of come over here and twist it around a little bit. And then I've got the acorn squash here, which is starting to climb up that. So that's fabulous. The acorn squash does have some buds showing, so we should have some of those coming in soon. So for the lettuce and my spinach, my arugula, we had a bad storm this week, so my arugula has started to fall over. So I put that in the spinach on one of these little walk deals. I need to come out and cut some of the spinach and the arugula. The arugula is flowering. The flowers are actually edible as well, but you can cut off all the leaves, use those in salad. I got some romaine coming in, butter crunch. So what I come out usually lunchtime because I work from home, and I'll just cut off some leaves and have a nice fresh salad. So that's doing great. And then I came in and just planted a few more seeds here recently. So where you see the tags without anything by it, I just put some seeds in because as I eat through this that's already grown, I'm hoping to have some of this come in so I get some fresh lettuce later on in the season. And then my eggplants, I've got one that's doing pretty good. The other ones are starting to grow a little bit. So it just needs, I think a little bit later in the season we'll have eggplant. My peas, you can see, have climbed up. My trellis here. And they have some pea pods that are showing, so I should be able to pull some of those here soon. My beans have started to grow. My beans had kind of like failed a little bit, and I put some new seeds in, so that's what the shorter ones are. And then we've got this one here. You can see that it has some bean sprouts kind of showing. So hopefully soon we'll have some beans. And then my corn. So the corn here, you want to be knee-high by 4th of July. I'm going to come right here, so you can see. Compared to my knee, it's actually knee-high. At least the tallest one is. So, and we're a couple days away from 4th of July. So the corn is actually coming up pretty well. I do have some shorter stalks, so what I'm hoping happens is we have some that get vibrant, get ready, and then we'll be able to eat those, and then maybe the next ones come in a couple weeks later, so that way we can just keep having fresh corn for a couple of weeks. That would be ideal. So let's take an overall look here. My little dog eating grass. But the garden overall is doing pretty good. We got some nice healthy growth. Couple areas that, you know, kind of falling victim to the elements, but that's to be expected. And yeah, overall we're doing great though. The things that are supposed to climb, like my cucumber, my tomato, the pumpkin, the peas, they're all climbing. And we got a lot of healthy vegetables that have come in or are coming in. So this was Amanda, the urban farmer. Thanks for watching my little update, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.